Becoming a parent, huh? That's not always part of the plan until it is, right? And now that you're in the thick of it, if you're like me, you're scrutinizing every product that comes into your home because protecting your family's health has become your number one priority. Have you been hearing the same slogan that I have? The old shopping your values. Well, I've got to say, I think that slogan is complete corporate nonsense, complete marketing ploy to try and convince me that some corporation has my best interest at heart. For me, when I'm shopping for these products, it's not this value statement I'm making. I'm not saying that this is some idealistic, altruistic belief or aspiration. I'm shopping for the dignity and respect that will enable there to be a world for the next generation. With that being said, my name's Kim, and on this channel, I talk about all things about your health with an East Asian medical spin to it. And why I do that is because that's what I do in my private practice. I practice this ancient wisdom. I needed to buy bed sheets. Now, I've been feeling really jaded recently with all the corporate misinformation on their products. And that shop your values slogan, that's just been the latest of misrepresenting what you're really doing. Before that, I got taken with those laundry sheets. And have you tried them? Are those like super cool? Here's the thing. I fell in love with them. I thought these were great. And then as I researched more and more, something that caught my attention was trying to find the ingredients on these sheets. That was super difficult. And when I was finally able to find the ingredients, what I found out was they use PVAs. Well, PVA is that whole slimy coating on the back of the sheet that makes it a sheet. Guess what? That's plastic. Now, it's actually a worse type of plastic because our current wastewater system, it turns out, can't break those plastics down. They don't really dissolve. They look like they dissolve because they're broken down into nanoparticles, which then get ejected into our environment. The difference between a plastic jug and nanoparticles is you can actually go out and pick up the plastic jug and take it out of the environment. Nanoparticles, they get into our water, into our soil. You cannot take them out at all. There's no way to get them back out of the environment after we shoot them out in there. So really a bad purchase. I really felt misled. And then there was another one, the non-GMO project. I'll put a link to where I talked about that. That was funded by large corporations, and that was corporations creating their own bylaws and their own measurements to determine if they can put their really well-marketed stamp on food items saying that they were non-GMO. Now I need to buy sheets, and I'm really concerned on what is it that I need to buy. And what I found out when I went out there is things have really changed since I last bought sheets. So yeah, I last bought sheets a really long time ago. So probably over a decade ago. So you can bet I really need sheets. And I know that I want to buy cotton sheets. And that's just a thing about ancient wisdom of natural fibers versus synthetic fibers. Here's a short version. Is natural fibers are significantly more healthy for you and your body versus synthetics. So I want to buy cotton. When I went out and looked at these sheets, what I found out is there's a number of organizations out there that can help you make better purchasing decisions. And I'm going to talk about two of those organizations. But here's the thing. What I've found is that the reality of these organizations can sometimes be buried so deep in the web that unless you're an industry insider or you know something, sometimes it's really hard to figure out where the misinformation is. So I'm going to look at two of these organizations, which is Oeko-Tex and GOTS. And I'm going to put out here what I've found about them, but really you look too. And if you know more than I do about these, which wouldn't be hard to do, put it in the comments below to help us all make better purchasing decisions. Oeko-Tex, they have multiple different levels of certification, and they were founded in 1992 on the principles of trust, safety, and sustainability. But here's the deal. They're more than just about ensuring the safe and ethical and respectful treatment of people, animals, and the environment. They have a goal of raising your awareness and my awareness of the supply chain. Now, the second organization is GOTS. Now, that one's been founded later than Oeko-Tex, and they were founded in 2006. And basically, it looked like a lot of the same principles. So I was wondering, what's the difference between GOTS and Oeko-Tex? Well, there's two big differences that really meant a lot to me. One is that GOTS says that you cannot have hazardous chemicals anywhere in the supply chain, whereas Oeko-Tex says that you can have, well, their Oeko-Tex 100 standard says you can have hazardous chemicals. They just cannot be at a harmful level on the end product. So that alone would get me to prefer GOTS over Oeko-Tex, because again, GOTS, no hazardous chemicals. And the second thing that really caught my attention was that they have an independent third-party audit their certifications with corporations. I ended up buying two different sheets. I bought one. This one's California design, and this one has the Oeko-Tex certification. And then I bought a second one, which is, this is Lane Linen, and this has the GOTS certification. If we just look at their packaging, California Design said this packaging was more environmentally friendly because it was cardboard, and I agree with them on that it is environmentally better to do this in cardboard. Their cardboard boxes are thinner, which I appreciate that too. So they're much thinner than what they used to be. And then the one thing though is this is covered with a plastic materials. You can't recycle this. So about a B for effort here. I like the fact that they did the cardboard. This one, they say, comes in a reusable fabric bag, which is inside this plastic covering. So between the two, this uses a lot less plastic covering, and this uses cardboard that you can't recycle. So either way, packaging, they both about score the same for me. So let's say you want to see the supply chain. Well, you need the Transparency app. You can find it on Google Play Store or Apple. Download and install it, and then open it up and scan the QR code on the product that you're looking for. Let's look at the Lane Linen first. And here we see it tells you that it's pure organic cotton, and it has the Oeko-Tex certified 100% organic cotton. Now that's a couple steps up from just the Oeko-Tex 100 certification. And then it tells you that it has eco-conscious packaging, but it doesn't tell you anything more about where it was manufactured, who the manufacturing facilities were. It doesn't tell you anything about the supply chain. This wasn't really what I was expecting when they said that they were going to have transparency in the supply chain. I was hoping that the California Design Den would have more information on their QR code, so I scanned it, and they really didn't have more information. This product, it's an Oeko-Tex 100 standard, and that's probably one of the easiest standards to meet, because what it says is that the product's been tested and it's been assured that it does not have substances that could harm human health. So it doesn't mean that they're not using it. This isn't organic cotton, but what they do say is they sourced it from Egypt and that this is long staple cotton, which is like the best cotton you can get. So I know that because I read a report on it. I'll put a link in the video description below so you can read some of the things that you're looking for when you're buying cotton. And then it also shows that not only is a cotton sourced from Egypt, but it was sewn and put together in India. So again, there wasn't a lot of information on the supply chain. I can't really make a decision on how sustainable this product is based on the information that they gave me. My expectations were a little bit higher. What about how did these guys sew these? And we're going to look at Lane Linen first, which I think they put a little bit more effort into what they're doing. First off, you can see they tried to square off all their ends and they back stitch. So you sew to the end and then you come back to make the stitch extra strong. They wrapped their elastic and then they sewed it. If we compare this to California Design Den, California Design Den took less effort in putting their materials together. Here you can see they just hacked it off and you can already see that it's coming apart at the end. They didn't line anything up and they just kind of sewed away. And then what they did with their elastic, I'd never seen this before, but they just took their elastic and sewed it onto the edge of the fabric. I haven't talked about price point. So the price point on these is insane. I think I paid something like $43, $47 per sheet set. And these were king size sheets. So, you know, they, as far as I'm concerned, they way over delivered. Even though I'm nitpicking on certain things, they way over delivered for the price point that they're charging me. And then the other aspect of this is if I was to choose one, you know, okay, you have to choose one. Which one would you choose? Because really, I don't think you're going to be upset with either one of these sheets at that price point. I think you're going to go, wow, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Whoa. But if I had to pick one, I would go with a Lane Linen because of the GOTS certification. Because in those sheets, I know there's no hazardous chemicals. But the other thing that I liked about the Lane Linen is they really did have a little bit more detail in their where they're putting the sheets together. So if I had to choose, that's what I would do. Either way, you're not going to be bummed with either one of these sheets. Okay, until next time, I'll catch you on the other side.